So I wanted to do a little bit of a story time, this time just to get to know me a little bit better. So this little story time is about growing up black in the UK. So I was born here. I was born just outside London, and when I was at school, I didn't think much about race or being different. I did experience a few isolated incidents where I realised that it was that I was being treated differently because I was black, but most things were okay. And generally, growing up, I didn't think much about race. My experience with bias became more prevalent during my adult life. So when you kind of get out into the real world, and in my late 20s. For me personally, it can be difficult to remain calm when bias occurs. So an example for me is sort of being followed around stores by security guards. Sometimes I have to be aware that they are just doing their job, but over time, it can wear you down, especially noticing the level of profiling where I am followed almost exclusively over others who don't look like me, and this has given me anxiety where I have felt worried the closer that I am to security. So this is just an example. I have also experienced moving to a fast growing multiracial city and had several major incidents where I bore the brunt of racial bias from several different racial groups, which left me feeling angry and displaced, even though on paper this should have been a great move for me. I have reflected on some of my experiences and feel that it isn't always easy to pinpoint why I have experienced prejudice or difficulties, as there could have been different people, the same races, and a different outcome where I was treated more favourably. I still find myself questioning why these outcomes are so much more likely for me, and the answer is always the same: because I'm black. Black people often have to be exceptional in other areas in order to experience less bias as a whole. That perception I'm deriving purely from my own experiences. I don't necessarily believe that's the case for everyone. But an example would be that you, as a black person, are more likely to need to have a good social status or good financial status to offset bias. There are a few experiences that I can recall where I just haven't been valued by other people and have felt like they perceive my purpose is only to support them, and my life, my goals and aspirations don't matter. I also think that perceptions for people are real, and this is often what creates conflict, racism and bias in society. Generally, implications of racism happen as a wearing down over time that can have serious implications for people's mental and physical health and well-being. So I finished recording my video and realised that I'd left a few things out, so I'm going to insert this little clip It is only really in the last year that I have realised that I've had quite a racialised existence, which was quite a revelation to me, as I also that also revealed to me that not everyone moves through life and the world having to think about race so much. White people who live in an almost majority white country and black people who live in a majority black country, like in Africa, don't have to think about race in the way that I have as someone with part of my heritage as a second generation Windrush, being from the Caribbean and growing up in the UK. My racialised experience has been shaped by both white people, the majority, and black people, the minority. The way I have been able to come to terms with my experience is by acknowledging racism is very real, but also acknowledging the power of individual experiences. As another black person, for example, may not necessarily have the same experiences as me. I am still very much on this journey, but I hope in sharing some of my feelings and life struggles, this may help you consider your own. If you're interested in more content like this, let me know in the comments section. Otherwise, I will look forward to seeing you again very soon. Up and coming content from me is going to be on a budgeting and food shopping haul and a dance warm-up routine.